Spread between 4th and 6th Streets in downtown Minneapolis. We welcome you inside spacious U.S. Bank Stadium. Today we've got a Week 5 matchup in store here, as it'll be the Atlanta Falcons taking on the Minnesota Vikings.
Will Reichard to kick off for the Vikings.
Seems like we were just starting training camp, but here we are in October, and off we go on EA Sports. And he'll be out of bounds across the 25.
Their own 27-yard line.
A run for the first time with Bijan Robinson. And he'll be stopped at the 35, but not before he picks up 7 yards. He was well over 100 yards last week. He told us this week, a little ambitious, said he wants to hit that 200 mark. We'll see.
Makes sense, though, doesn't it? Have we ever run into a running back that had a great game the week before that didn't think that's just going to naturally continue? Just make sure you feed me the football. And that's what they're all about. Continuity, rhythm, number of carries. Just keep giving it to him.
And he's got some space here. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. 39 yards there, a big one.
Execution was one of their watchwords leading up to this one. And on that play, able to execute brilliantly here on this opening drive.
From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 27. And looking to throw, Penix. And that is incomplete. Now the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down.
Against a team coming off a win, just as your team did the previous week, you talk about being physical all game long. Sometimes being physical is just being on the spot and helping force the incompletion.
Penix working out of the gun here. Oh, that is incomplete.
They haven't been able to stop them so far this series, but getting a nice little stand from their defense now.
Trying to find Calvin Austin. And it's 3rd down. Now, right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the 1st down and move the chains. Penix to the air once more. And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
Brings up 4th down.
And his kick is right there. It's good. So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
And that'll be a little too hot to handle as it will skip through the end zone for a touchback here.
At their own 35-yard line.
Looking to put a drive together. McCarthy operating from the gun. And this one is going to be off the mark, too far out in front. You talk about this Falcon defense. They enter this one 18th in the NFL in stopping the run.
One thing you do know, they'll be fired up because they're facing a top 5 rushing attack. And even if they have early success against them, they got to remember they got to sustain it because teams that are top 5, they don't stop running the ball if they don't get things done early.
Throwing is McCarthy. Quick hitter here, it's complete. They'll get only 3 there, so it leaves them with a 3rd and 7 ahead. Well, this defense for the Falcons, they were very good last week in the win over New Orleans.
And as in any game, takeaways are always a big key. They're always discussed on defense. There's an emphasis there, and they came away with 3 interceptions in that game.
From the shotgun, McCarthy. Looking right side, and it's intercepted. Picked off by A.J. Terrell. So first interception thrown for him there, and that really not the best decision either.
Not at all. That's something he did not do in their victory last week. No interceptions in that game, but this defense, they're able to take advantage of an early mistake. Now let's see if they're going to turn it into points.
Suddenly it's 1st and goal after the interception. A quick change in the situation here. They'll run with Robinson. And he gets it a little bit closer. Takes it from the 6 inside the 5 to the 4.
Not a whole lot there on 1st and goal, and that's what you're looking for defensively. You'll certainly live with giving up just a yard or 2 in this situation.
Robinson again. And he's going to lose yardage again as he is stuck behind the line. That 2nd down play, that's a -4.
Partner, I know we're in a goal-to-go situation, but my goodness. Think about running the ball here. Not even a thought, is it?
Defensively, they're in a prime spot.
And I think the defensive guys are probably expressing themselves to them as well. I wouldn't run it here, guys. You might want to try throwing it.
And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Atlanta. Anthony Gould, his 2nd touchdown on the season, as his guys are able to extend their lead.
And no matter how it comes about, when you get good field position, you have to make the defense pay. Short fields usually make for good offense.
The try here for the extra point. He's got it, and now it's a 10-0 lead here in the opening quarter.
Falcons 10, Vikings nothing.
So an early 10-0 lead for them now as they kick it away.
The Vikings take over 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And they're in an early hole. The first drive, they threw the interception. That led to a touchdown, so decent-sized deficit early on.
It is, but I think you hit the key words early on. So they have to decide, do we even need to change game plan? Or do we just need to execute better and try and get back in this game?
A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be second down. Charles, they won last week despite him not running the ball well. They told us need to get him going. Runs like that help.
And they talked to us about leaning on him because, as you noted, last week they didn't have to. Still won the ball game. They leaned on other people to give them the yardage that they needed, but they really want him to be that guy, and that's what they're doing early in this game.
Working out of the gun is McCarthy. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. 4 yards the pickup, first down. The Vikings had 2-2 through the first 4 weeks of the season. And they come in feeling pretty good after back-to-back victories, CD.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards. When you're down early, how do you get back in the game, maybe establish the run? I think they're trying to do that.
Now, I'm with you on that one, and what I like about the message is that there's no panic from the head coach. He's already told his offensive coordinator, let's run the football, let's get things settled down a little bit, and find our way back into this game.
To the air with McCarthy. Now he's going to step up and run. And that is intercepted on the sideline. Wait, no. They'll say no. It was caught out of bounds. So this is just an incompletion here.
They've given him some different looks here defensively in the early going. He's only hit 2 of his first 5 passes. With a big third down coming up, he's hoping he's got a play dialed up that can take advantage of whatever the defense throws at him.
So 3rd and 2. This quite possibly 4-down territory, though, if they're stopped. Here's McCarthy. He'll try to pick it up himself. And he will go down outside of the pocket for a sack. Tried to get away, but could not. Call it a loss of 4 there on the sack. And speaking of the number 4, it brings up 4th down now. Going for it. Here's McCarthy. Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. The 20. 5. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Falcon defense has a touchdown. Boy, this defense is circling early. A pick 6 there, and they are off to the races here this first quarter.
And, partner, when you get off to a first quarter lead like this, it really frees you up defensively to take some chances, really apply some heat. And that was just a tremendous play to pick that ball off and bring it back for a score.
So an early advantage now and a good one. 17-0 our scores. They kick this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one. It's through the back of the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 35-yard line.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And job one here, Charles, just keep possession of the football. 2 drives, 2 turnovers to this point.
You're exactly right, Doctor. Hippocratic oath. First, do no harm. And right now, they're harming themselves on offense.
I like that. No one is mistaking me for a doctor, though. But thank you, Dr. Davis. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
McCarthy, he'll set to throw it. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on. Third down.
Brandon, watching their tape from last week, I saw plenty of plays like we just saw there, forcing incompletions. It was key in their win last week. They're hoping the same thing happens this time out, too.
Go! Dragons, 60 Eagles, 60 Eagles. Check.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Open man, that's Felton. And he can only manage to take this thing to the 38, well shy of the first down. 17-0 our score after 1. Second quarter now from Minnesota. It's the Vikings in possession of the football as they've got it with a 4th down coming up. Here's Ryan Stonehouse now as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. And problems spreading to the punt team now. This one goes all the way into the end zone on the fly, so that'll come back to the 20. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown. And their last time out, looking to repeat that in Chargers defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
A complete to Drake London. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45.
On the play.
It's a gain of 13 and a first down for Atlanta.
First down. A gain of 13 yards. And the Falcons first down.
Robinson up the middle. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Play 3 of the drive not as successful. They go backwards after those 2 first down gains. Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss. Here's Penix. That's caught left side by Hardman. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for 3rd down.
A gain of 10 yards. And it's 3rd down.
So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down.
Set, ready. Opposite, black 40. Hut, hut.
And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1.
And that's what I'd like to see out of this defense, a little fire, a little toughness. It hasn't been the best first half for them, but they did do a nice job there forcing a loss on that play.
Now, the offense is not leaving the field. They're going to stay out and go for it on 4th and 3. They are going for it. Penix. That's to his running back, complete. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage.
And that's a big pickup of a first down. And you know that all week, both sides of the ball, offense and defense, are going through every situation. And in this case, the offensive guys had the right play dialed up because defensively, you work on 4th down situations as well.
And deflating for the defense. They can't get the stop here. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
Oftentimes when you're losing a game and the team's still throwing with this kind of a lead, you start playing a little more physically. And they took that opportunity right there to be extremely physical and force that incompletion.
Boston, the man in motion left. They'll go play action here with Penix. Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep it. Now he's going to let it go deep left side. Touchdown, Falcons. Anthony Gould, 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Falcons are able to add on to their first half lead. Only the 2 catches for him thus far, CD, but both of them have resulted in touchdowns.
And I think he's on the bench right now, Brandon, smiling at his position coach and telling him, all those times you talk to us about efficiency, I'm living it right now.
Atlanta's 11 ready to go, and they kick it away. Looking up into the roof, and he muffs it. It's loose.
Take over first and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse that this is an important possession. But I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer because only a few teams in league history ever come back from a 4-score deficit. If they don't score here, that's what they could be facing the next time they get the ball.
That's a gain of 5.
So give them 5 yards there on the pitch and catch. And that will bring up 3rd and 1. On play action, McCarthy. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Not many boos just yet from this home crowd, but they may be starting soon as I'm starting to detect an uneasy murmur through this crowd. This offense, they've been lifeless in this first half. And now here's another punting situation and a 4th down.
They'll indeed go. Here's McCarthy to the right side and complete to Jefferson. He cannot wiggle free. They stop him at the line on 4th down. So just shy of midfield. They tried it. Didn't work out. What did you think?
I thought that they should have punted the ball away. Should have gotten rid of it and played defense with better field position. Look, I'm as aggressive as anyone wanting to go for it on offense, but in this situation,
first half,
I don't know that there's any risk. What's the reward for your risk here? I would not have done that. My only explanation is this coach, he may want to be up here in the booth with us. We may have a 3-man booth starting next week if he keeps up with those decisions.
Okay, ready?
2nd and 10. To the air, Penix. Looking for Austin, intercepted. And the Vikings will have the football as this is taken up past the 30. Well, he's certainly not been afraid to take some chances downfield. Now, look, it's paid off for him a couple of times. That time, not so fortunate.
And that's where I want to start, what you said. It's paid off a couple of times. So his aggressiveness has been good for his offense for the most part. So he throws an interception there. No one likes that, but I would not rein him back in. The return on investment thus far has been pretty good. 2 touchdowns to 1 interception.
Going underneath, he's got Hawkinson. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. That'll go for a gain of 7. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
A 7-yard pickup. Brings up 2nd and 3.
Ready? 70 Lions.
Now they'll run it on the toss. He was trying to turn the corner, but he will go nowhere. They'll wind up losing 3. And now it's 3rd down.
At the 35-yard line.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Here's 3rd and 6.
19 Lions. Ready? Hawk set Panther 11. Panther 11. Trap 60. Trap 60. Mustang 19. Check go.
Looking to throw McCarthy. Oh, had his hands on it. Couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going.
I know this offense was expecting to do big things, but it certainly hasn't turned out that way, at least not through the first 3 drives. They're definitely going to have to put their heads together and start concocting some offense that'll move the ball downfield.
Here we go. Drop on 80.
They're indeed going for it as they look to throw. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out. And the Falcons will take control of the football in great field position. And he fights forward for a modest 2-yard gain, second down.
Well, hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much. They'll throw with Penix. On the RPO, he'll keep it himself. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. A nifty bit of scrambling there. 12 yards, first down.
Well, here's your first example of how this guy can beat you in more ways than one, because they took away his arm, but he was more than happy to dissect them with his legs for that first down pickup.
Oh, the turnover fest continues. Here's another interception. And the Vikings are going to take possession here at their own 16-yard line.
The Vikings take over first and 10 at their own 16-yard line.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure, if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk, this is a big decision here.
Here's second and 10. Quickly to Addison here. And able to get this across the 20 before going out of bounds. Well, every lineman knows the rule. You only get a 1-yard buffer beyond that line of scrimmage, and then the flag is thrown, and he got tagged for it there. Now McCarthy. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. He's got a man, complete. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Ty Felton, 88 yards. And the Vikings are on the board here in the final minute of the first half. The Vikings leave the offense on the field as they're going to line up and go for two.
The Vikings will line up.
McCarthy going to look to throw for it. And he's got it for the two-point conversion. So they tack on a pair more here to narrow that deficit a bit further.
Vikings 8. Will Reichard to kick off for the Vikings.
Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings boom it away. And that's going to skip into the end zone for a touchback.
Take over first and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
Okay, ready?
About set to begin their next drive. The Falcons offense at the line. Already enjoying a 2-score lead here late in the second quarter. Not a ton of time left. We'll see if they can work this at least into field goal range and try to get 3 to add on even more to their lead. Oh, this one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it. And it's second down.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes. But the best part for him, he's got second and third down to fall back on.
After the incompletion, here's second and 10 from the 20. Looking to throw, Penix. He'll let it fly for Austin. This is taken in. It's complete. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining here in the second quarter.
This offense is looking very comfortable here in this first half. Very relaxed, very smooth, very efficient.
No wasted motions. Things are definitely going their way, and they continue to move the ball downfield.
It's caught on the right side by Robinson. The Falcons going to use the second of their timeouts.
It's a loss of 2.
So as they talk it over, we step aside.
At the Vikings' 42-yard line.
Throwing again, Penix. Now he'll tuck this and run. And he wisely will throw that one away.
And a smart play there. He's probably saying, I wish I would have done that on the last drive instead of throwing the interception.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down.
Red, yellow, 22. Ready?
And here comes throw number 1 for the backup QB. And that's going to be incomplete. 12 seconds left.
From a defensive perspective, they had exactly what you want anytime they want to throw the football. There was pressure on the quarterback. They were getting after him, and they tightened down on the receivers and forced the incompletion.
This offense converted once on fourth down earlier. Now they're out there again to try once more. They'll go for it. Here's Penix. Over the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And offensively, they'll take the timeout with 6 seconds left in the second quarter. So even though it's first down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. And now we'll get a late timeout as it comes in the waning moments of quarter number 2. So out now comes the field goal unit for the Falcons. He connected on his first, this from 41. And his kick is indeed good. And that will extend their lead even further. So a capper there to a pretty good first half.
And I love the way that they put a chokehold on the clock and pretty much drained everything before they put the field goal on the board as they headed into the half.
First half in the books. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. The Vikings set to receive the second half kickoff, and they trail it here as we resume play. And they'll let that one go as it skips through the back of the end zone for a touchback. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And you have to think, Charles, down 3 scores already. They need to play an almost perfect second half to have a solid chance.
And that absolutely starts with finding some way to put together a touchdown drive here. They need to be smart, fast, efficient, get the ball into the end zone, and do it again multiple times in order to have a chance to win this game.
Now a quick throw into the hands of Jefferson.
It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a two-way go. You can break out or you can break in. That makes it hard to defend.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Throwing is McCarthy. And that's to the left sideline and incomplete.
Well, if they have any designs of getting back into this football game in the second half, they're going to need to be much sharper offensively than they were on this opening possession. Not much happening here, and it'll lead to a fourth down.
Yeah, he was looking for the check up bounce, didn't get it. That scoops all the way into the end zone now for a touchback. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. And looking to throw, Penix. Oh, he was hit as he threw it there, and now he winds up incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. And not too much going there as he'll get it up to the 23-yard line. They wind up getting 3 on the keeper there, but it leads to a third down.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Forcing completion on first down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on second.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in an expected passing situation.
Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. A big play there on the catch and run. 36 yards.
They made that way too easy for them. No one is supposed to be that open against an NFL defense. Once he caught the ball, there wasn't anybody close enough to stop him. And he was able to continue downfield after making the catch.
Now Penix. And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39.
A 3-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 7 at the 39-yard line.
Here's a 2nd and 7. He's got his pass-catching tight end. That's Pitts. Touchdown, Falcons. Kyle Pitts, 38 yards. As his guys have opened up a very comfortable lead.
And what a weapon he is at the tight end spot, because when they throw him the football downfield, they count on him getting additional yardage almost every time. And that's exactly what he did there. Caught that, ran with it, all the way to the end zone.
And that flag accepted. Another extra point opportunity here. And that will bump the lead up to 26.
Makes the score Falcons 34, Vikings 8.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And that'll be a little too hot to handle as it will skip through the end zone for a touchback here.
35-yard line.
They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line.
70 Lion. Ready.
To the air with McCarthy. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's going.
Another attempt, another incompletion, and when I look at the scoreboard and where we are in this game, it comes to mind that they have to start getting the ball in the hands of their playmakers. Throw it to the guys that maybe can take a short pass and turn it into a long gain or make people miss downfield. They've got to have points.
Jalen Walker. Give him the credit for the sack and a loss of 14 yards.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in 3rd and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
18 Cardinal, 7 Pirates, 7 Pirates.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time.
Intercepted by the Falcons. They'll take over 1st and 10 at their own 49-yard line.
That's now his 2nd interception in as many weeks from his linebacker position.
And think about all the different techniques he has to employ in a passing situation. Is he spot dropping because it's zone? Is he picking up man-to-man? Is he having to run with a running back or a tight end? In any event, great eyes, head on a swivel, and excellent hands.
Yeah, versatility and showing those hands. And he's got it across the midfield stripe and into Viking territory. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
Viking 18.
Oh, they're going to run a little pop pass here. Not a great read by the secondary. They come up to stop that touch pass before it can even get back to the line. It'll be a loss of 2, maybe 3 on the play. And 3rd and 8 now. They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down.
Set up. 60 Bison. 60 Bison. Go.
On 3rd down, Penix from the gun. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. Great way to convert on 3rd down there. 21 yards the play. So 1st and 10. And if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. And he'll get it down inside the 20 to the 18-yard line. Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and that'll bring up a 2nd and just about a few inches here.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before, they always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in the game.
And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. He'll grab 3 yards on the play, taking it himself for the first down.
At the 15-yard line.
Yellow, lining, ready. Set, cut.
And he's swallowed up right near the line of scrimmage.
Taken down.
Only a yard on the keeper, and it'll be 2nd down. Now keep in mind, if you're thinking of staying on the ground, this is a top 5 rush defense.
Yeah, but I don't think you shy away totally with the run. At least show them the hint of a run before you decide to throw the football.
Here's Penix. So he's stopped for no gain. And that's going to set up a tough 3rd and 9.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. You're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
Now play number 8 on this drive, and they need 9 yards to pick up the first on 3rd. He'll look to throw. This will be caught at about the 6. And he can't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. It'll be 1st and goal when we come back. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And we return, welcoming you back to Minneapolis. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4. Robinson will score. Touchdown Atlanta. When coaches come into a game preaching total team effort, CD, I think this is the type of ball game that they're dreaming of. It was pretty apparent early on that they were clicking in all 3 phases. It's been fun to watch.
Yeah, sometimes in the NFL you end up with matchups like we've been watching here. And when you go back to the early drives, you can just see that one squad was on a different level in this game. Safe to say, we have been disappointed in watching their execution throughout this contest.
The kicker on for the point
no
after.
Going for 2. They'll kick the point after. Point after, right down the middle. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead.
8.
Atlanta's 11 ready to go, and they kick it away.
The Vikings take over 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
Ready?
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. Their mini two-game win streak appears it might be going by the wayside unless they can pull a rabbit out of their hat. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6.
McCarthy, he'll set to throw it. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And a 42-yard line here and brought down there. The offense on 3rd down, as bad as you can be. 0 for 7 thus far. This time it's 3rd and 3. Here's McCarthy. That is caught. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. From Falcon territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 34.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 34-yard line.
Looking to throw. McCarthy. Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep it. All that for a 2-yard gain. 2nd down. He was out there waving his arms, and when you got a quarterback out of the pocket looking for any help, I guess waving the arms is helpful.
It certainly is, because you've got to get his attention, because now you're in scramble drill. So everyone's adjusting their routes, finding open space, and he found the right spot for the completion.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked up by Jesse Bates. And the Falcons are going to take over at their own 41.
They'll take over 1st and 10 at their own 41-yard line.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And after the interception, they are sitting in an even better spot with the ball in a comfortable 4th quarter lead. 60 yards rushing for him now as he's run it 11 times. They just look like they're having fun out there. Big lead. There's another big play on the big run. I mean, they can't be stopped.
I'm a little bit older than you, as you well know, partner, and you tend to tell me that all the time. But it used to be a big-time song, and the lyric was, "Summertime and the living is easy." Right now, it's football time, and the running is easy for this crew.
Here we go, here we go.
Back to Robinson now on 1st down. It's a gain of 13 and a 1st down for Atlanta. The carries like that, that's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out.
On 1st and 10, it's Robinson. And he's going to push his way down to about the 12. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
A gain of 9.
Brandon, I got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
They'll run again here with Robinson. And he'll be dropped at about the 11 after only a yard.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
Here comes 3rd and the length of the football.
Ready? Head to 60. Check up.
Robinson will try to pick it up. And he is going to have a Falcons 1st down, at least at first glance, as they spot the football just beyond the marker. They find a way to convert on 3rd and inches.
Brandon, when a defense just simply can't get off the field on 3rd down, we all know how important that down is for both sides of the ball. You often feel like you're just a step behind whatever they're doing offensively.
And one of the differences in this game, no doubt, 3rd down conversion, and that is going to be a story they'll talk about after this one. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Falcon football as we welcome you back. And they have just about put this one on ice as they've got it here, 1st and 10. All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. Robinson on a give right side. And running room hard to come by here. He gets it down to the 8. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
He's had success on this drive, but not on this play.
Finally, they bowed up defensively. I think they were determined not to let him take it pretty much all the way down the field.
Yeah, it looks like they handled their run responsibilities correctly this time. What we call them run fits, everyone was in the right place.
Second down and 8. And they go the wrong way on this one. Losing yardage back at the 12. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. A long way to go here on 3rd down for the 8th play of the drive. They'll look to throw. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on 3rd down. Well, trailing here in the fourth quarter, and that personal foul, that only adds to the hole that they're currently standing in.
Yeah, absolutely a bad job of just losing your cool and letting your anger take over. Mistakes like that, not going to help you at this stage of the game.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts
It's a loss of 1.
as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
7-yard line.
Let's go now. 60 Bison, 60 Bison. Ready?
The D can only stop it one more time as they take the knee. The Vikings going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. And they take a knee. And on 4th down, they come up and take the knee. So we were looking at each other up here in the booth when they went for that saying, oh, wow, talk about trying to add insult to injury.
Some teams are just like that. You know, some philosophies, some coaches are like, look, when I got a chance to put some more points on the board, I don't care what the situation, I'm going to do it. And they're also the same coaches as a general rule that if someone does it to them, you won't hear people protest out of them. That's just who they are.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
Now a 2nd and 10. McCarthy operating from the gun. And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And out of bounds across the 15-yard line. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. Working out of the gun is McCarthy. And that will be incomplete with a clock down now to 13 seconds.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
They'll indeed go. Here's McCarthy. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And, boy, possession here turns over with the football already being in the red zone.
Let's go now. Cougar 19.
The Falcons in victory formation as they take a knee. So time runs out. It's a victory for the Atlanta Falcons. And it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the second quarter. Do you think they thought at all that that would be their last points of the game?
No, but what a second half. The adjustment, whatever they did in the locker room, it certainly worked.
It certainly did, and you're exactly right. Whether it was an adjustment, whether it was just more focus on what they planned to do going in, whether they just played better, whatever it was, it all came together in the second half, and no points were allowed. That's a great way to close them out.
So for Atlanta, they boost their record up to a strong 4-1. And they'll get another road test next week as they head to Mile High to take on the Broncos. Meanwhile, for the Vikings, they drop below 500 to 2-3 with a loss. And they'll try to get back on track next week as they head to Dallas to take on the Cowboys. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.